Hello traders, welcome to Trading Legion. This is your daily wrap-up video for Tuesday the 5th of January 2016. My name is Renos Filippo and I'm the Chief Technical Strategist at TradingLegion.com. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody for joining our first live session today. It was great meeting everybody and we had a lot of fun. Now, pre-London, what we were looking at the big board here, and you know it clearly shows we had the big moves yesterday. And overnight, we were consolidating some of the gains. You can see the euro fell yesterday, consolidated the gains overnight. And near the pre-London, we had the euro trading in this narrow range. And then we looked at this Euro Swiss, the USD Swiss franc, and you can see here we had a nicely defined wedge pattern, which is typically a continuation. So yesterday we had the up move, we consolidated overnight, and it was much clearer than the euro. And remember, the euro USD and the USD Swiss franc most of the time move inversely. So if the USD Swiss franc is going up, the euro will be coming down. So this clearly defined wedge pattern, you know, it looked much better than the euro. So it was alluding that we are going to be seeing more dollar strength in the market, euro weakness. And then we looked over here at the Nikkei, and you can see during the Asian session we saw the Nikkei drop, and it's very correlated with the USD Japanese yen. And you can see the USD Japanese yen was consolidating, and near the London Open we started getting these breaks to the downside. So as a logical pair to be looking at was the euro yen pair, because potentially the USD was going to be weakening again, and also the USD Japanese yen was going to be weakening. So it was just a high probability short setup for us on the euro yen. So we turned our attention over to the euro yen, and you can see yesterday we breached all the weekly pivot points. The S2 was breached as well, and this is a sign of weakness. So coming into the pre-London session, we saw the regression channel that we drew break, and all this was occurring at the weekly M1 pivot, and also the 50% Fibonacci retracement. So we got an entry around 129.11 where we had this range break, and we mapped targets down to 50% Fibonacci. We were looking at a 138.2 or 161.8, and we achieved that target. It was fairly a routine trade setup. So and typically you want to sell into weakness and you want to buy into strength, and clearly the euro yen was an ideal candidate for this today. Then we also looked at the Aussie dollar, and what I said in the room is that during high periods of volatility, you know, commodity currencies, high yielding currencies don't really perform well. So we had a look at the the Australian US dollar, and you can see here near the overnight it consolidated around the weekly pivot point, and you can see it remained below the daily pivot point as well here in orange. So also the pair, what I was looking at, I said in the room, we had an inverse head and shoulders pattern, and I said if we break below this right shoulder, because it was a tentative pattern because it hadn't been validated yet, if we break below this right shoulder, then that's quite bearish, because in my experience the biggest moves occur when we have an invalidated chart pattern. And also we've had this uptrend line, up sloping trend line as well, that near the London Open got broken by price, and you can see we inserted ourselves in this nice short position. We're still in this position actually currently, and you can see in the US session now we've formed another range, and it's broken now and looking to be retesting. Now, downside targets for the Aussie, we set a 61.8% Fibonacci rejection. You know, we're looking at 71.39, 71.26. So we need to get a break below this 71.55 area, and all is good. These targets would be attained basically. So that's what we did in the live market session. So it was pretty routine stuff today. Thank you very much for watching this video. Have a good evening.